Respected jury members, dignitaries and all my fellow participants, a very good morning. This is Janvi from Krishna district. First of all, we are on the topic One Nation, One Election, paving way for Viksit Bharat. Imagine a country or imagine a nation where the progress have no pauses and policies are implemented without any political disparities. How nice it is, right? We need a nation like that for developing it. So, for One Nation, One Election, there are mainly three advantages. The first is financial wastage, right? There is no financial wastage. In 2019 Lok Sabha elections, at most 60,000 crore fund has been released, and if you consider overall state income, it is like almost 1 lakh crore. Imagine how many organizations we can build with that money, schools, hospitals, and whatnot. The developing nation not just needs only the election campaigns, it just needs the development for the youth. And if you go for second thing, it is the voter hesitancy. Because of the multiple election cycles, the people will lose interest in performing the elections. You know, our theme of the democracy, right? People should elect the people. People should elect the people who wanted them to rule. So because of that the democracy, the idea of the democracy will be weakened than strengthening it. The third is that the policy disparities. In 2019, because of the elections, two major projects are kept in hold. In Maharashtra, it is the highway construction and irrigation project in Rajasthan. The two are the major projects which are kept in hold. Because of this, you know, the facilities which are getting by the people will be lost. And you know, not only that, we need a nation that builds together, right? Not only leaders always strive for going the winning of the election, but who will look after the people? So it's just the disadvantage of that. And the thing is that, if you go with disadvantage, security purposes. If the elections are considered or conducted in overall India, the security issues will be happen, and the state government also loses some of its authority. So let's build a nation together. Let's think of it. We need to decide whether we want uninterrupted decisions or the election campaigns. Thank you.
I come from a nation where elections are not just a process, but it is the heartbeat of the democracy. I come from a nation where every vote is a voice, and every voice decides and shapes the destiny of the 1.46 billion lives. And of course, I come from a nation where it decides, where I come from a nation which is a democratic, which is the world's largest democratic, and it is the India. A very pleasant morning to all the dignitaries present over here and the torch bearers of this nation, the youngsters. Presenting before you, I am Rehana from IIIT Nujveed and the voice of Krishna district. And today, I am very happy to present my topic, that is One Nation, One Election, paving the path for Viksit Bharat. One Nation, One Election is not just reintroducing the idea, yet it is a game changer which is having the power to transform the period of elections from 500 days to 50 days. And it is having the power to transform, to reduce the cost, that is approximately from 1 lakh crores to 7,951 crores. This is what One Nation, One Election would do. And coming One Nation, One Election is nothing but making the simultaneous elections for both the Lok Sabha and the state elections. But coming to my point of view, there are having both pros and cons of the One Nation and One Election, because every rose has its thorn. As itself, One Nation and One Election is also having the pros and cons. But in my point of view, there are more pros in One Nation and One Election, and we can build upon the cons to make it a developed nation. And how this One Nation and One Election would build the Viksit Bharat? My dear friends, by strengthening the governance, by frequent elections, the politicians would focus on the campaigning rather than the development. So by One Nation, One Election, they would focus on the long-term development and the implementation of the policies, my dear friends. How we can implement the policies? During the election, the MCC GDP growth. The GDP growth is 1.5% higher in simultaneous elections, my dear friends, and it is equal to the 4.5 lakh crores. And it is the half of the budget of the education, and it is the half of the budget in the healthcare. And in coming to the conclusion, I would like to end by saying that if independent elections are held, I can't say that India would become a Viksit Bharat. But if one nation, one election would held, I think Viksit Bharat, it will be the part of the Viksit Bharat if it is implemented. Thank you all for giving this wonderful opportunity. Thank you.
Good morning to my dear Indian talent friends, sisters and respected judges. My name is N. Anantramlu. I am from Andhra Leather College, BIAS. So today I am discussing about the one nation, one election. So the system of election in the democratic system is one of the pillars. And the India is witnessing 400 elections, including Lok Sabha and the state assemblies. And it is a time to think towards the Viksit Bharat. With 2047, we should be the developed country. How? We should reduce our deficit. We should improve on the focus of conduct of free and fair elections. It is a responsibility of election commission to conduct the admirable responsibility to free and fair election of country. Yes, we need to think how we can develop, how we can make the efficient elections. Yes, according to the report of the Ramnath Kovind, the 129 Constitution Amendment Bill has to make the 1.5% of the GDP growth rate. Yes, from 2024 elections, we spent nearly 4,500 crores. Why that much of money we are spending for the elections? Why do you think? Because whenever we are conducting an election, we should conduct in such a way it should be available to the citizens. See, the person who is working belongs to the Varanasi, but working in Bangalore, there are lots of migrants who play different places. But we need to understand, we should make them, they can't come elections suddenly. We should make in a one form, in a one election to make easy accessible. So if you see, one election for MLC, you conduct after 2 months, one Lok Sabha election, you conduct for assembly elections. So nobody is interested to come. But when you make the one nation, one election, you declare as a national holiday or 2-3 days, everybody will come and vote in the local places. We will increase the voter turnout. Here we are seeing, you go to any assembly constituency where the voter percentage is not crossing more than 60%. You see across India. So the one nation, one election will definitely improve the voter turnout. And what are the major loopholes of this election is, see, one party is in the power in one place, and if you see the party's power in one place, they will fear of doing something wrong, because after 1 year there will be Delhi elections, after 1 year there will be Maharashtra elections. So it will take a fear among the political parties. So that fear will make them to work in a correct way. So, my dear friends, it's time to think the model code of conduct. See, so many bureaucrats, so many IAS officers, so many teachers who work in the election process. So there is a lot of time. So there is an academic cycle disturbance. So many elections are conducted in the schools. So there is academic disturbances. So you see after municipality elections, you see after Lok Sabha elections, there is a lot of time waste, lot of money waste. Where there is a welfare, how they can concentrate on IAS office, how can they concentrate on the administration? So always you busy in the election process will not make the welfare of the people. So it's a time to think, my young and dynamic brothers and sisters, and thank you for giving wonderful opportunity.
Good morning to one and all.
Yes, wait.
Good morning to one and all, respecting sirs and all our staff. Today we are discussing about one nation and one election. One nation and one election, we know all అన్ని ఎలక్షన్స్ ఒకేసారి జరుపుకోవడానికి వన్ నేషన్ వన్ ఎలక్షన్ అంటాం. అది ఎంత కష్టమో మనకు తెలుసు, కానీ అది రావడం వల్ల ఎంత అడ్వాంటేజెస్ ఉన్నాయో అంతే డిసడ్వాంటేజెస్ కూడా ఉంటాయి. మనకి ఏదైనా ఎలక్షన్ ఒక చోట జరిగినప్పుడు ఎంత ఖర్చు పెడతామో అదే ప్రతి మన నేషన్ మొత్తం ఒకేసారి ఎలక్షన్ జరగడం వల్ల ఆ ఖర్చుని మొత్తం మన నేషన్ యొక్క గ్రోత్ ఆఫ్ ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్ అండ్ సెక్యూరిటీ అండ్ చాలా వరకు ఖర్చుని తగ్గించుకోవచ్చు. దాని ఖర్చుని చాలా వెల్ఫేర్కి, అలాగే మన విజన్కి, మన అదే 2047 విజన్కి, ఇలా పార్టిసిపేషన్స్కి అలా చేయడానికి యూజ్ అవుతుంది ఆ ఎలక్షన్ యొక్క మనీ. అలా ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మనం చూసుకుంటే 2019లో అరౌండ్ నేషన్కి లోక్సభ ఎలక్షన్స్కి అరౌండ్ 60,000 crores దాకా ఖర్చు పెట్టారు ఓన్లీ ఫర్ లోక్సభ. నాట్ ఇలా ఎలక్షన్స్ ద్వారా మనకి టైమ్స్ మోడ్ ఆఫ్ కాంటాక్ట్ అమల్లోకి వస్తాం వల్ల మోడ్ ఆఫ్ కాంటాక్ట్ ఉన్నంత టైంలో చాలా వరకు మనకి ఏ డెవలప్మెంట్ జరగదు, ఏ ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ రావు. ఓన్లీ పొలిటీషియన్స్ అందరూ వాళ్ళ వాళ్ళ క్యాంపెయిన్స్కి పొలిటీషియన్ వర్క్స్కి ఇలా ఖర్చు పెడతారు. అండ్ గవర్నమెంట్స్ అనేది అప్పుడు అమల్లో ఉండదు కాబట్టి మోడ్ ఆఫ్ కాంటాక్ట్ కూడా చాలాసార్లు జరగకపోవడం వల్ల ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ తగ్గిపోవడం, మనకు రావాల్సిన గ్రోత్ ఉండకపోవడం ఆ టైంలో చూస్తుంటాం. అలాగే మనకి చాలా మనకి వన్ నేషన్ వన్ ఎలక్షన్ పర్మిషన్స్ కూడా గ్రాంటెడ్ అయింది. కాకపోతే లా ఆఫ్ నేషన్, లా ఎలక్షన్ కమిషన్స్, అలాగే మన డిసడ్వాంటేజెస్ వచ్చేసి సెక్యూరిటీ ప్రాబ్లం. అలాగే చాలా వరకు ఆర్మీ వాళ్ళ ప్రైమరీ వర్క్స్ కన్నా మన ఎలక్షన్ వర్క్స్లోనే టైం స్పెండ్ చేస్తూ వాళ్ళ డ్యూటీస్ని వాళ్ళు చేయలేకపోతున్నారు. ఇలా వన్ నేషన్ కనెక్ట్ చేయడం వల్ల వాళ్ళు ప్రైమరీ వర్క్స్ని కూడా వాళ్ళు సక్రమంగా చేయగలరు. ఇప్పుడు థ్యాంక్ యూ అనండి.
Respected sirs and ma'am, today our topic is one election, one nation. Developed India.
మైక్ దగ్గర పెట్టుకో, మైక్ దగ్గర పెట్టుకుని.
One election, one nation. 2047 implemented by elections which are
You can speak, don't lose your confidence.
Independence postulated by 2047 which is automated independence.
ముందుగా ఇక్కడ ఉన్న న్యాయ నిర్ణేతలకి మరియు పెద్దలందరికీ నా నమస్కారాలు మరియు నాతోటి మిత్రులకి నా నమస్కారములు. ఇప్పుడు మనం చెప్పబోయే సమయం వచ్చేసి ఒక దేశం ఒక ఎన్నికలు. ప్రస్తుతం మన ఎదురుగా ఒక రిటైర్డ్ తహసీల్దార్ గారు ఉన్నారని చెప్తున్నారు. సారీ సార్ మిమ్మల్ని అడుగుతున్నారు. ఇప్పుడు మన ఎలక్షన్ అనేది ఒక రోజు జరుగుతుంది. ఆ ఒక రోజులో ఒక పోలింగ్ బూత్లో 6 ఉంటారు, అట్లీస్ట్ మినిమం 6 మంది ఉంటారు. అలాంటిది స్టేట్ అంతా నేషనల్ వైడ్ ఒకే రోజు అంత స్టాఫ్ని తీసుకురావాలంటే మన దేశానికి వీలు పడదు. ఎందుకంటే ఒక రోజులో 6 మంది అంటే ఒక జిల్లాకి ఎంతమంది మీరే ఊహించండి, ఒక రాష్ట్రానికి ఎంతమందో మీరే ఊహించండి. అలానే ప్రస్తుతం ఉన్న వీవీప్యాట్లు 2 మాత్రమే, అంటే ఒక పోలింగ్ బూత్కి 2 మాత్రమే కావాలి, 2 లేదా 3. అలాంటిది దానికి రెట్టింపు కావాల్సి వస్తుంది మన నెక్స్ట్ వచ్చే వన్ నేషన్ వన్ ఎలక్షన్ అనే ఈ జమిలీ ఎన్నికలు. ఈ జమిలీ ఎన్నికలు 2024లో ప్రవేశపెట్టారు. కానీ ప్రస్తుతం దీన్ని పార్లమెంట్లో ప్రవేశపెట్టినా కానీ ఇది ఎటువంటి న్యాయమైన పర్యటన కాదు. ఎందుకంటే ప్రజెంట్ 24 సంవత్సరాలు లేదా 20 సంవత్సరాలు ఉన్న ఒక వ్యక్తి తను వచ్చాడు, ఒక ఇండిపెండెంట్ అభ్యర్థిగా పోటీ చేసినప్పుడు తను ఎటువంటి విన్నింగ్ ఛాన్స్ అనేది 70% 30% ఉన్నా తను పోటీ చేయలేడు. ఎందుకంటే రాజ్యాంగపరమైన లేదా పెద్ద పార్టీలు అంటే విత్ రెస్పెక్ట్ నేషనలైజ్డ్ పార్టీస్ అంటే జాతీయ పార్టీలు మన దేశంలో ఎక్కువ లేవు. అట్లీస్ట్ ఒక 4-5 జాతీయ పార్టీలు ఉన్నాయి మన రాష్ట్రం మొత్తానికి. ఆ 4 జాతీయ పార్టీలు మాత్రమే ఎన్నుకోబడుతున్నాయి. అలానే దీని ద్వారా వచ్చే మరొకటి ఏంటంటే ఇక్కడ ముందుగా ఏంటంటే ఒక పార్టీకి వేయబోయే ఓటు వచ్చేసి ఇంకో పార్టీకి వెళ్ళే ఛాన్స్ చాలా ఎక్కువగా ఉంటుంది. ఫర్ సపోజ్ 2 గుర్తులు, ఒక నేషనలైజ్డ్ పార్టీ మరియు ఒక లోకల్ పార్టీకి ఒకే గుర్తు ఇవ్వరు, బట్ ఛాన్స్ అంటే సిమిలర్గా ఉండే ఛాన్స్ చాలా ఎక్కువగా ఉంటుంది. అలాంటి సమయంలో తనకి ఓటు ఒకళ్ళకి పడబోయి ఒకళ్ళకి పడవచ్చు. ఒకవేళ అక్కడ అభ్యర్థి ఓడిపోయినచ్చు అది కుదరదు, తర్వాత అది కష్టమవుతుంది. అలాగా ఇది చాలా ఒకప్పుడు ఉంది, అంటే 1953 నుండి 67 దాకా ఉంది. కానీ ఇప్పుడు ఈ వికసిత్ భారత్ 2047కి ఈ ఇండియా అనేది డెవలప్ అవ్వాలి అంటే 1 నేషన్ 1 ఎలక్షన్ జమిలీ ఎన్నికలు అనేది సుసాధ్యం కాదు. సుసాధ్యం అయినా కానీ అందులో ఎన్నో తప్పులు పొరపాట్లు చాలా గట్టిగా జరిగే అవకాశం ఉంది. కానీ ఇప్పుడు మన దేశంలో ప్రజెంట్ యూపీఐ యాప్స్ చాలా ఎక్కువగా ఉన్నాయి. అలానే మన దేశంలో ఆధార్ కార్డు ఉంది. ఆధార్ కార్డు ఉన్నప్పుడు మన సొంత ఆధార్ మన ఫోన్లో చేసుకోగలిగినప్పుడు మన సొంత ఓట్ మన ఫోన్లో ఎందుకు వేయాలి? వన్ ఫోన్ నెంబర్ 1 ఆధార్ 3 లింక్ చేసినప్పుడు ఆ ఓట్ని ఆన్లైన్లోనే మన ఇంట్లోనే వేయచ్చు. దాని ద్వారా మనకు వచ్చే ఆర్థిక స్తోమతను కూడా తగ్గించి ఎకానమీ వేరే సెక్టార్లో ఇన్వెస్ట్ చేయొచ్చని నేను అనుకుంటున్నాను. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Good morning to all. My name is Tarun Kumar Reddy from Acharya Nagarjuna University of Engineering and Technology. Today, ఇవాళ మనం మాట్లాడుకునే టాపిక్ ఒక దేశం ఒక ఎన్నిక. ఒక దేశం ఒక ఎన్నిక అంటే అసలు ఏంటి, దాని గురించి మాట్లాడుతున్నాం. ఒక దేశం ఒక ఎన్నిక అంటే మన కేంద్ర ఎన్నికలు మరియు రాష్ట్ర ఎన్నికలు మరియు లోకల్ పార్టీ ఎన్నికలు ఒకేసారి జరగడాన్ని వన్ నేషన్ అండ్ వన్ ఎలక్షన్ అంటారు. దీన్నే జమిలీ ఎన్నికలు అని కూడా అంటారు. అయితే మొదటిగా జమిలీ ఎన్నికలు ఎప్పుడు మొదలయ్యాయి? మన రాజ్యాంగం రాసిన తర్వాత మొదటిగా జమిలీ ఎన్నికలు జరిగింది 1951-52. 1951-52 జమిలీ ఎన్నికలు జరిగాయి. అలానే 1951, 52, 1957, 1962, 1967 ఇలానే జమిలీ ఎన్నికలు కొనసాగాయి. ఆ తర్వాత 1971లో మన రాష్ట్ర ఎన్నికలు కొంచెం తారుమారు అవ్వడం వల్ల ఈ జమిలీ ఎన్నికల్లో మార్పు అనేది వచ్చింది. ఇప్పుడు మళ్ళీ మనం ఆ జమిలీ ఎన్నికలను కొనసాగించడం వల్ల మనకు వచ్చే నష్టాలు లాభాల గురించి మాట్లాడుకుందాం. మొదటిగా మనకు ఛాలెంజెస్ మనం మాట్లాడుకుందాం. ఇది జమిలీ ఎన్నికల వల్ల మనకు ఉపయోగాలు ఏంటో మాట్లాడుకుందాం. జమిలీ ఎన్నికలు జరగడం వల్ల మనకు చాలా సంపద మిగులుతుంది, అలానే సమయం కూడా మిగులుతుంది. ఆ సమయాన్ని మనం ఇతర పథకాలు వాటిని ప్రవేశపెట్టడానికి ఉపయోగించుకోవచ్చు. మనకి ఛాలెంజెస్ ఏంటుంటాయంటే ఒకేసారి ఎలక్షన్స్ జరగడం వల్ల మనకు చాలా ఇన్పుట్ అవసరం ఉంటుంది. అదంతా మనం సర్వైవ్ చేసుకోగలమా లేదా అనేది ఒక ప్రశ్నగా మిగిలిపోతుంది. పోతే మన ఇండియా డెవలప్మెంట్ చేసుకోవడానికి వికసిత్ భారత్ అనే ఒక ఇన్ఫ్రాస్ట్రక్చర్ సృష్టించుకున్నాం. దాన్ని మంచిగా ముందుకు కొనసాగాలంటే దాంట్లో ఒక దేశం ఒక ఎన్నిక అనేది ప్రముఖంగా చెప్పుకోవచ్చు. డెవలప్మెంట్ మనకి రావాలంటే మనమే మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్ చేసుకొని మనమే అన్ని మన ఎక్స్పోర్ట్ ఇంపోర్ట్ మనమే చేస్తే డెవలప్మెంట్ ఉంటుంది. ఆ డెవలప్మెంట్ ఇప్పుడు నెక్స్ట్ 25 ఇయర్స్కి మినిమం 9% 9 to 10% డెవలప్మెంట్ ఉంటే కానీ మన ఇండియా డెవలప్మెంట్ కంట్రీలోకి వెళ్ళదు. అది మనమే మన యూత్ ద్వారానే రావాలి. థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
దేశమును ప్రేమించుమన్నా మంచి అన్నది పెంచుమన్నా దేశమంటే మట్టి కాదు దేశమంటే మనుషులు. ద వండర్ఫుల్ మెసేజ్ గివెన్ బై అవర్ గురజాడ అప్పారావు గారు. Respected judges, honorable members and friends, today I would like to discuss about one nation and one election. It means holding all elections instead of separate elections for every few months. And currently our India is always on election mode. One state votes today and another state for every few months. It is a continuous cycling process. These causes several problems. The government projects should be majorly delayed due to election rules and regulations, and also the politicians are mainly focusing on the winning of votes. They are not unable to solve the people's problem, and also the huge amount of money can be spent on elections, on repeated elections. A strong nation needs a strong system. With one nation and one election, we can achieve that Vikasit Bharat by 2047 with a one nation and one election. In 1967, we are conducting one nation and one election. But why we are not now? Old wisdom combined with new vision can create a bright future. A better governance can give you a better future. Our better future is depends on one nation and one election. And also, elections is the heartbeat of the democracy. But too many elections can weaken the system. We are getting the point. This is not just a reform. This is a revolution in Indian history. And also, the nation is not just ruled by leaders, but it is also for strong democracy. This is not just a reform. It is a strong and nation building. This is helps us very easily to one nation and one election in Vikasit Bharat 2047. And also, so many cons is there and so many pros is also there. National issues may be raised, local issues may not be raised. The electronic media can be debated same as national issues and priority as a local issue also. And also, a key amendments in Constitution 83, 85, 173, 175, key amendments we can prioritize and we can constitutionalize in Parliament also. And key administration challenges is also there. And one nation, one election in India, they are we face some security challenges. We are using VBYP also. I think this is one of the most brilliant idea in one nation and one election. UK, Germany, USA follow the same election cycle. But why India is not? India is the biggest democratic in the world. But why we are not implementing these systems? This system is helpful to our administration, make it easy. And so much of money can be used in health infrastructure and other also. My main motto is, it's my dream and your dream also to can make better India by 2047. India is not a developing country. India is a developed country by the Vikasit Bharat 2047. So let us come together to change our India more powerful, more sustainable and more prosperous India for 2047. Thank you. Jai Hind. Jai Bolo Bharat Mata Ki. Jai. Thank you.
Matapuri, Gayatri and Kundana, you please get ready.
Respected dignities and good morning, Mangal. My name is Sheikh Bashira. I am studying in Acharya Inchinanga Agriculture University. As we all know, our India is a democratic country, which means by the people, of the people, for the people, to the people. Every citizen of India has power to build a nation strong. Now just think, how can we build our nation strong? Yes, we can build our nation strong through elections. We have the great statement written by our first Prime Minister of India, Jawaharlal Nehru, regarding on elections in the book named The Discovery of India. The statement is like, at the stroke of midnight hour, when the whole world sleeps, our India will awake to get life and freedom. Now, let's think, what is exactly mean by one nation and one election? And what is the journey, what is the history of one nation and one election? And now what are the advantages and disadvantages of one nation and one election? At last, I would like to share one of my idea how this could be implemented for the development country in the electoral process. Now getting into what is mean by one nation and one election. One nation and one election is a proposal to hold all the elections throughout the country at the same time. The elections that means for Lok Sabha, which is lower house of the Indian Parliament, and followed by state assemblies and local bodies simultaneously on the same day or at particular time. Now history of one nation and one election. In 1951, 1952 to 1967, our India did hold simultaneous elections. However, it couldn't maintain for the long time. Unfortunately, it broke it. In 2018, the Law Commission of India has implemented simultaneous elections, that is one nation and one election. Later on, in 2023, our former President of India, Ramnath Kovind, headed a committee to hold simultaneous elections. Later on, in 2024, December 17, one nation and one election, a bill has introduced in Lok Sabha, and the next we'll discuss what are the advantages of one nation and one election. Instead of having multiple elections in the country, the one nation, one election aims to reduce the cost of electoral process, and also majorly it reduces the disruptions to the governance for conducting the electoral process. Now, I would like to say how will be the future of India if we follow one nation and one election. If we follow one nation and one election, it enhances the transparency, accuracy, efficiency, and prosperity in electoral process, and have the focus to government and development. Finally, I would like to share my idea. So the change have to come from the people. That is, so today we had the meeting and we know what about one nation, one election. But the rest of the public, they don't know what is meant by one nation and one election. So government should allot a committee for making awareness. Then gradually through digitally, we can make the one nation, one election. I would like to conclude by saying that as the India embarks the journey of Viksit Bharat, one nation, one election is a good step towards building the good nation and brighter future. Jai Hind, thank you for giving this wonderful opportunity.
Good morning everyone. My name is Gayatri. Today I am here to share my views on the topic One Nation, One Election. Now, when thinking
Srimati Paravasa Kirtana and Anjana Gautami. All of you please come forward. The front seats.
Namaste, Sada Vatsale Matrubu. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning everyone. I am Kundana from Krishna district. Every corner of India, every year we heard about elections. And our leaders were very busy skipping their schedules and running behind the election campaigns. And also they are busy in distributing the alcohol, money and so-called freebies to attract us. Because they need to come into the power again to do good something. To do good something, they need our votes. For our votes, they need to attract us. So to attract us instantly, they offer us 10,000 rupees per year. And this is what exactly happening in India. And with this frequent elections, what are the great results we have is, we successfully waste 7 months in a year and 1.5% of GDP is reducted from the annual budget, which is equal to 4.5 lakh crore. Of course, all are available about the high level committee. Everyone Googled, including me also. Again. And there is another option as well. Imagine we conduct elections for all the constitutional posts once in a year and we have 4 years of dedicated time where the same leaders now rush to give, instead of giving about 10,000 rupees per month to students to including international curriculums in school. Instead of giving financial assistance to our kids' marriages, they give interest in regulating the frameworks of social and economic institutions. Instead of giving loans to students who are going to the foreign countries, they again bring Takshashila and Nalanda. And this is how the developed India will be and will be. And now, the India is not a developing country, it's a reformative country. And of course, ekkadaithe pool untayo akkada definitely raalu untayi. So, one nation, one election is not a flower path. We have some disadvantages as well. The first thing when I come across this, ladies and gentlemen, what if a government fails in the middle of 5 years? Government padipote, prajal padeyochu, because we are the kings of democracy where their heads are in our hand. So I came with 3 solutions. Is one, we can form interim government, and another one is we can give chance to the opposition, the majority opposition in the assembly, and another one is we can impose president rule. Everyone think about president rule is about something mysterious. But see, government should give only health and education to the people for sake of administration. లేకపోతే ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ లేక బద్దకస్తులాగా అయ్యి జీడిపి ఇంత తగ్గింది అని ఐఏఎస్కి ఆర్కి ప్రిపేర్ అయ్యే వాళ్ళందరూ చదువుకోవాల్సి వస్తుంది. సో రైట్, దిస్ ఇస్ హౌ ఇట్ వుడ్ బి. అండ్ ఫోర్సెస్ లేవని అనుకుంటున్నారు, చాలా మంది అన్ఎంప్లాయిడ్ చాలా బయట ఉన్నారు. వీ కెన్ ఎంకరేజ్ దెమ్ కమ్ వాలంటరీలీ అండ్ పార్టిసిపేట్. ఎలాగో 1 వీక్ ముందు అందరికీ ట్రైనింగ్ ఇస్తారు ఈవీఎంస్ ఎలా వాడాలి ఏంటి అనేది. సో వీ కెన్ మేక్ దెమ్ ఆల్సో షోర్ యూజ్లీ దెమ్. సో కాన్స్టిట్యూషనల్ అమెండ్మెంట్స్ రాత్రికి తమ పదవులు కాపాడుకోవడానికి కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్ అమెండ్మెంట్స్ చేసినప్పుడు ప్రజలకి మంచి చేయడానికి, అది డెమోక్రసీ అవనివ్వండి ఆటోక్రసీ అవనివ్వండి, వీ హ్యావ్ టు డూ వెన్ వీ హ్యావ్ లాంగ్ టర్మ్ బెనిఫిట్స్. సో ఫైనలీ వాట్ ఐ వుడ్ సే ఈజ్ నోటా. Electoral reforms to include also nota. If nota wins majority, they should conduct again elections. This electoral reform also very important, and I wish every youth and Prati Nath, you and also me, of course I am also youth, to come into the politics and make a great change and also lead our India in global path. Thank you everyone.
Good morning everyone. Myself Saranya. I am studying BTech first year data science in Acharya Nagarjuna University and Technology. Today I want to talk about revolutionary idea that can transform India's democratic process. One nation, one election is the democratic process that can transform Indian democratic process. This concept aims to synchronize the country, our reducing chaos, saving resources, and empowering citizens. Today, India is the largest democracy in the world. Has long grappled has long traveled often fragmented elections. This concept aims to synchronize the one nation, one election in our country. India, the largest democracy in the world, has long grappled Indian constitution. This concept under the control of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. With the introduction of the 129 Constitutional Amendment Bill, this vision makes more closer to the reality. Understanding one nation, one election. One nation, one election envisions a synchronized electoral process. While elections of the Lok Sabha, State Legislative Assembly and possible local bodies conducting simultaneously. This approach aims to the synchronized electoral process becomes a reality. Benefits of one nation, one election. Reducing costs. Conducts elections simultaneously. The Indian process 2023. Enhanced government. One nation, one election embodies a vision for the thank you.
Good morning everyone. Myself Yamindu came from Srikakulam district. I am studying BTech first year Data Science in Acharya Nagarjuna University, Guntur. Today I want to talk about the important reform that has been widely discussed in our country, one nation, one election. This idea aims to synchronize Lok Sabha and State Assembly elections. As of now, elections held in India at different times and different states. Frequent elections means that the government always in election mode, and it is a vision that promises to transform the way of the elections. And benefits of one nation, one election is better governance and higher voter turnout and cost reduction, reducing political disruptions and reducing efficient use of security forces. And in conclusion, one nation, one election is a vision that can strengthen democracy and improve governance and reduces the burden of the government. And let us all support for this, for a strengthened India and developed India. Thank you.
A very good morning to honorable judges and friends. I am Palgal Kirtana from Vijayanagaram district, Bopili. I am studying BTech first year at Acharya Nagarjuna University. Today I want to discuss about the benefits and importance of one nation and one election. One nation and one election. It is a vision to transform the way of our democracy function. The benefits of one nation, one elections are better governance, cost reduction, reduced political disruptions, higher voter turnout, this one nation, one election team are having so many benefits. Thank you.
A very good morning to all the dignitaries and my dear friends. Myself Gautami, studying data science at Acharya Nagarjuna University. I feel pleasure and happy to stand and explain and give some of the steps which I could. The concept of one nation, one election fell home to the Viksit Bharat proposes the synchronized elections for the Lok Sabha, the lower house of the Indian Parliament and as well as the state legislative assemblies, which are aiming for the streamlined democracy as well as the expenses of the electoral process which are reduces and the final crisis of the democracy. And the advocates of our country believe that the implementation of these leads to the implementation of the policy of the persistent condition by the year 2047. And the encouragement of the youth in this discussion is the Ministry of the Youth Affairs and as well as Sports has a collaboration with My Bharat and launching the Viksit Bharat Youth Parliament by the year 2025. And this visionary idea was led by the central government, Prime Minister Narendra Modi sir, with the support of the President of India, Draupadi Murmu ma'am, to lead a visionary idea of the stimulating elections. We know the Amendment Act of 129 Amendment, which was passed in the Parliament, was to support the stimulating elections which occurs in our country. And we know the right to vote is the everyone's vote which they put forward. And the main perspectives of this is to put up the youth's perspectives of their ideas in the critical national issues as well as in the crisis of it, fostering the leadership qualities and the civic participation. And some of the objectives of this program were the lower cost. Conducting the election simultaneously and drastically will reduces the expenses of it, which losses the manpower and as well as logistics and security power. The enhancement of the democracy is the second objective, implementation of the Viksit Bharat. This is the higher participation of the citizens in all over the country. We know India is always a developing country, which we read from our childhood, right? So, as India is a developing country, when we will tell that India is a developing country, how is it possible? It is possible by coming forward all the youth which are present in our country. This could be possible only with the help of us and as well as at the government. So, some of the advocates teaches us this implementation of this youth parliament program. The Law Commission of India 170th report states that the conduction of the elections must be stimulating with low cost. Low cost is nothing but for the conduction of the Lok Sabha elections, nearly 60 crores will take over every year. Is nothing but this which is helpful for the implementation of the projects and helps to people in our country. So this is nothing but the laws which we could keep for the elections. So finally I could say and I could conclude that India is not a developing country, it should be a developed country with the help of our youth. So please encourage the government and put forward your ideas to implement this policy, and thank you for giving this opportunity.
Good morning students and ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lavuri Shankumar and I am computer engineering student at the University of Acharya Nagarjuna. Today I want to talk about a bill that has potential to transform our nation, Viksit Bharat. It is potential to transform our nation, Viksit Bharat. It is initiated on two key objectives. They are one nation and one election. Let us discuss about one nation and one election. The concept of one nation and one election refers to synchronizing elections. For that, Lok Sabha Nation Parliament and State Legislative Assembly in democratic process. This proposal seeks to reduce the democratic. This proposal seeks to frequency of elections and minimize expenses. It is a topic about significant debate and holds both benefits and challenges. One of the major advantages on the system is thanks to all.
Good morning everyone. My name is Simha Madhushalini. I am from Acharya Nagarjuna University and today's topic is about one nation, one election. The voter could cast their votes on ballots on the behalf of the government. The superheaded Narendra Modi ji have faced the challenges to seek the 129th amendment in India of Constitution Amendment Bill. and it cuts drastically on the governance.
A very good morning to one and all. This is Azariya from Acharya Nagarjuna University. Today I like to discuss about one nation, one election, paving the way for the Viksit Bharat. Okay, coming to the point, what is one nation and one election? The concept of one nation and one election refers to the concept holding the simultaneous elections for the Lok Sabha and all the state assemblies all over the country. This approach has some significant benefits. Okay, let us discuss some points on one nation and one election. Firstly, cost efficiency. Reducing the expenditures. Simultaneous elections are conducted with the benefits of billions of savings. And when elections are conducted separately, we cannot save billions of monies and the money will be reduced. Secondly, governance and policy implementation. The simultaneous elections would lead to the governance, and when elections are conducted separately, the government will be fault. And the third point is policy and political stability. When conducting elections separately, the political stability will be decreased. When simultaneous elections will be held, the political stability will be stabilized. And the fourth point is governance. And the fifth point is administrative efficiency. When the simultaneous elections are conducted, the streamline of governance and the administrative efficiency will be. And coming to the point, we can discuss about some challenges. Constitutional amendments. When implementation of simultaneous amendments, it returns to the amendment of constitutional amendments and changes of articles 83, 85 and 172, 174 and 356 amendments of Indian Constitution. And coming to the end, a committee is held on this point by the head of the President of India, Ramnath Kovind. It is also known as the Kovind Committee. By the end of this program, the future of this India will be implemented gratefully by a developed country by 2047. Thank you.
Good morning to everyone. I am Nafisa. I am from Acharya Nagarjuna University. Today I am here to tell you a powerful message about it's a time for a big change in our country. The change which makes India more stronger, more stable and more developed. The change is called one nation and one election. But why do we need one nation and one election? Because too many elections create too many delays. Right now, elections are held somewhere else in India for every few months, like state assemblies, local bodies and Lok Sabha. Each time the decisions are delayed, like farmers need better irrigation but the projects are delayed due to elections. Students need new schools but the funds are held due to elections. Why do people need to suffer due to these elections? So, one election and one nation makes the government to work without any interruption and ensure the faster progress for everyone. So, we can build a stronger democracy by this one nation and one election. Like frequent elections create political fights and division in society. So, to solve this, one nation and one election is implemented. Many challenges are faced in implementing the one nation and one election. Many constitutional amendments are of multiple articles are included, like Articles 172, 83 and 356. So India is a democratic country with 97 crores of people. Making elections for all these people is the biggest challenge. To solve this biggest challenge, one nation and one election is a stable idea. So it's time for demanding one nation and one election. So let's work for a better tomorrow and demand the one nation, one election. So let's build a Viksit Bharat which is of one nation, one election and a stronger India. Thank you.
Good morning to all. This is Sarita. I'm from Acharya University. Today I would like to tell us one nation, one election. Primary way of one nation, one election is a bold initiative that aims to synchronize electoral calendar that pave the way for the more efficiency and a stable democratic process. This concept is also known as simultaneous elections. Simultaneous elections. One nation, one election is a democratic process that aims to. The idea is not new. India conducted simultaneous elections from 1951 to 1967, demonstrating its feasibilities. However, the finding was incorrect.
I'm from Acharya University College. Today I am here to standing about important topic, one nation and one election, simultaneous elections at legislative, Lok Sabha Legislative Assembly. Simultaneous elections is simultaneous elections is not simultaneous elections is very important to Honorable the Prime Minister Modi sir in one case multi-facet. Election Commission 1983, 179, Law of Communications 1999, 17th Parliamentary Standing 2015 analyzes that 2017 simultaneous elections, how which got recombinant elections. Article 72 duration of House. Article 75 duration of dissolution of Lok Sabha. 172 duration of state. 175 duration of state. Imagine that there are different. Imagine that central government and state government are same time. One nation and one election. The end of that one nation, one election, the positive changes the democracy. Thank you.
Good morning everyone. My name is Niharika. I came from Nimada in Srikakulam district. Today I am very excited to tell about One Nation, One Election. India is the largest democracy country in the world. Has been grappled with the challenges of fragmented elections. While elections are bedrock of democratic governance, the fragmented electoral calendar has been disrupted, drained resources, and slow development. The concept of One Nation, One Election, separated by the central government under our Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji, seeks to address some challenges with the introduction of 129th Constitutional Amendment Bill is most too clear becoming a reality. The article relates to One Nation, One Election with the historical context and potential benefits. The One Nation and One Election by synchronized process of Lok Sabha and state assemblies and local bodies. The historical context of One Nation, One Election, our India has been conducted elections, but first 4 general and state elections conducted in 1952 to 1967. The main role of One Nation, One Election to develop the India country of 100th anniversary of independence in 2047. Thank you, one and all.
Good morning everyone. My name is Sushma Pravina from Acharya Nagarjuna University, Engineering and Technology. It's an honor to be speaking to you all today on a topic that I believe has the potential to transform our future, nation's future, and to revolutionize the way we conduct our elections. Ladies and gentlemen, today my topic is One Nation, One Election, paving the way for Viksit Bharat. One Nation, One Election, the symphony of Viksit Bharat. And ladies and gentlemen, imagine a grand symphony where every note resonates with harmony and unity. This is the melody of One Nation and One Election. Envision India where elections are no cacophony of chaos but a synchronized rhythm of democracy. The benefits of this symphony are manifold. It saves time, resources, and also reduces the burden on our administrative machinery. It enhances political stability. And of course, it has some disadvantages and challenges. It needs political stability, and it also needs states coordination, which has their own political election days. And but it does not. So let's join our hands to make Viksit Bharat, because Viksit Bharat is not a destination but a journey that we should be responsible. And thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Good morning to the degrees and student friends. My name is Rohit Kumar and I am the student of MBA studying in TJPSC College, Guntur. And I would like to say the topic on One Nation, One Election, paving the way to the Viksit Bharat 2047. One Nation, One Election is the aim to make which helps the government to conduct the elections in one way, which helps to the reduction of costs and simplicity in governance, which makes effective growth of the country. And there are several advantages and disadvantages in this. And firstly, I would like to focus on the disadvantages of the One Nation and One Election. First one is constitutional, which means constitutional hurdles. Second one is diverse in political diverse in political context, and third one is logistical challenges. Fourth one is education of voter education and awareness. Fifth one is political consequences. By this, firstly I would like to talk on the topic of political context and as the study made by the study made by one organization made that 47 assembly constitutions have answered to this survey. In this 32 constitutions have agreed for the one nation and one election, and 15 of them have rejected this one nation and one election. How to overcome the consequences? First one is by conducting the voter education and awareness. Second one is by having leverage of technology. Third one is by constitutional amendments. And these are the things to be made in the government and make the amendment of one nation and one election. Finally, I would like to conclude that the one nation and one election focuses on the cost reduction and stability in the governments, where it makes the role for the future generations, and we are the generations to make our country pride, and we are the persons who make this possible. I wish all the persons who have participated here, and we have to take it forward as the youth of India. Thank you.
Honorable dignitaries, respected teachers, and my dear friends, a very good morning everyone. This is Swaraja Lakshmi studying BSc Chemistry from Guntur. Today I am honored to speak on a topic that has potential to revolutionize India's democratic system, that is one nation, one election, paving a way for Vikasit Bharat. This concept envisions holding the elections for Lok Sabha and all the state assemblies simultaneously rather than conducting them at different times. Currently, our India experiences frequent elections at various levels leading to continuous political activity. While elections are the foundation for democracy, the frequent occurrence of these causes obstacles in government's development and economic progress. The idea of one nation, one election aims to streamline this process and pave the way for a stronger and brighter India. Why is one nation, one election important? Our India is a rapidly growing nation aiming to become a global economic powerhouse. However, frequent elections slows down governments, infrastructure projects, welfare schemes, and also impact the policy decisions. Just imagine a scenario where elections are conducted simultaneously for all the state assemblies. It would definitely reduce financial burden, save time, will increase cost efficiency, emergency efficiency, political stability, long-term planning, and focus on the government functioning and action. In addition to it, the political leaders also leads to long-term goals, not focus on temporary policies. It envisions our governance, and while this is beneficial, there are also some challenges that must be addressed, like constitutional amendments and consensus among political parties and logistical complexities, such as conducting the elections for all the assemblies like a vast and diverse nation like our India. But taking a brief discussion involving stakeholders, legal experts, and political leaders can help in addressing them, and also taking the help of paramilitary forces for smooth conduction of elections. And we see our technology is improving day by day. We can strengthen our election commission with modern technology, proper infrastructure, and proper planning can help in resolving these challenges. And if we see many developed nations like United States, Canada, and South Africa, they hold elections on a fixed schedule. Our India, as the largest democracy, it should also adopt this similar method for better stability and growth. Of course, this is very difficult to conduct simultaneous elections for a large and diverse nation like India. But I have an idea, that is just my opinion. We can conduct elections for Lok Sabha and some of the assemblies for clubbing one cycle and rest of the assemblies in another cycle, just
Good morning to one and all present here. Myself Jasmine Sheikh from TJPSC College. I am studying in degree second year. I'm here to say the topic One Nation, One Election, paving the way of Viksit Bharat. First and foremost, Viksit Bharat. Viksit Bharat or Developed India is a form that makes growth and development in India in future. The one main aspect of this vision is the concept of One Nation and One Election. One Nation, One Election proposes the idea of the elections of Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies to allow the voters to cast their vote of the both tiers of the government on the same day, which makes us reduce of the election expenses and make us to get more easier election cycle. And this proposes the benefits of One Nation, One Election are, it reduces the election expenses, which is estimated around 60,000 crores of rupees in the year of 2019 by the Lok Sabha elections alone. To implement One Nation, One Election, we should make some constitutional amendments and we need to bring some changes in the articles which include the article of 83 and some higher committees which is headed by the Ramnath Kovind. If we implement One Nation, One Election, we will get more of voter participation and awareness in the voting. And One Nation, One Election is a crucial thing that is achieving by the Viksit Bharat. If we implement it, we will get easier election cycle and more concentrating on the elections. We can concentrate on our need, which is enhancing the governance development. We should have not only concentrate on elections, we should also get the governance development, which in the case of us. And at conclusion, what I am saying is more concentrating on the expenses of the elections and more on elections of Lok Sabha and the state legislative assemblies. We should concentrate on the governance development which we want and we want to make in the future and better things which we want. Thank you.
Very good morning to one and all. My name is Naresh. I am studying degree first year in TJPSC College, Gunturu, Andhra Pradesh, India. నేను ఈరోజు ఏం మాట్లాడబోతున్నాను అంటే ఇంతకుముందా మనందరం విన్నాం వన్ ఎలక్షన్ వన్ నేషన్ అంటే ఒకటే దేశం ఒకటే ఎన్నికలు. ఎప్పుడైతే ఇది ఏర్పడుతుందో ఈ వన్ ఎలక్షన్ వన్ నేషన్ ద్వారాగా ఎంతమంది చెప్పారు ఇక్కడ అడ్వాంటేజెస్ చెప్తారు. కాస్ట్ రెడ్యూస్ అవుతుంది, అలాగే టైం అనేది కన్సంప్షన్ అనేది తగ్గుతుంది అని చెప్పి అడ్వాంటేజెస్ చెప్పారు. అలాంటి డిసడ్వాంటేజెస్ కూడా కొన్ని ఉన్నాయి. ల్యాక్ ఆఫ్ ఫోర్సెస్, ఎక్కువ మంది పోలీసులు కావచ్చు, ఏదైనా ఎక్కడ ఎలక్షన్ జరుగుతున్నప్పుడు అక్కడ ఎక్కువ శాతం మెంబర్స్ అనేది గ్యాదర్ అవుతారు. అలానే పబ్లిక్ యొక్క వైలెన్స్ అనేది కూడా ఎక్కువ అవుతుంది. సో మనం ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్ తగ్గుతుంది అనుకుంటున్నాం ఎలక్షన్స్, కానీ ఎప్పుడైతే వన్ నేషన్ వన్ ఎలక్షన్ అని పెడతామో అదే ఎక్కువ ఎలక్షన్స్ యొక్క ఫండింగ్ అనేది ఎక్కువ అవుతుంది. ఎందుకు అంటే ఒకేసారి స్టేట్ కౌన్సిల్ అండ్ లెజిస్లేటివ్ అసెంబ్లీకి, పంచాయతీ ఎలక్షన్స్, లోకల్ బాడీస్ ప్రతి ఒక్క దగ్గరగా కూడా ఎలక్షన్స్ జరుగుతున్నప్పుడు ఎక్కువ పర్సెంటేజ్ ఆఫ్ మనీ, అలాగనే ఎక్కువ మంది మెంబర్స్ చాలా దూరాలు వెళ్తూ 3 ఓట్స్ ఒకేసారి వేస్తారు. సో అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది అంటే ఎక్కువ శాతం ఒక ఓటు ఒక దగ్గర పడి ఉండొచ్చు, లేదా అక్కడ ఏదైనా కానీ కరప్షన్ జరిగి ఉండొచ్చు. ఎవరైతే ఎలక్షన్ ఆఫీసర్స్ వాళ్ళ అకౌంటబిలిటీ అనేది కూడా డిక్రీజ్ అవ్వచ్చు. అలాగే స్టేబుల్ గవర్నెన్స్ ఫామ్ అవ్వచ్చు, అవ్వకపోవచ్చు. అలానే ప్రజలు ఏమైనా ఇమాజినేషన్తో ఒక గవర్నమెంట్ ఒకరికి ఇస్తుందని చెప్పి నమ్మేసి ఇంకో గవర్నమెంట్ని పడగొట్టే ఆ ఛాన్సెస్ కూడా చాలా వరకు ఉండవచ్చు. సో ఇది వన్ నేషన్ వన్ ఎలక్షన్ని ఎంత మన భారతదేశాన్ని ముందుకు తీసుకెళ్తుందో అంతకంటే 2 ఇంతలు వెనక్కి తీసుకుందని నేను నమ్ముతున్నాను. సో ఇలాంటి దాన్ని మనం మంచి ఆలోచనే కాబట్టి, మంచి ఆలోచన ఎప్పుడైనా కానీ మంచి చెడు 2 ఉంటాయి. సో చెడు అనేది మనం అధిగమిస్తే ఈ వన్ నేషన్ వన్ ఎలక్షన్ అనేది అభివృద్ధి చెందుతున్న ఈ భారతదేశాన్ని అభివృద్ధి చెందిన భారతదేశంగా మారుస్తుందని బలంగా నమ్ముతున్నాను. ఇతర దేశం ఈ వన్ ఎలక్షన్ వన్ నేషన్ ఇంకొక సింబలైజింగ్ ఏంటంటే యూనిటీ. భారతదేశం అనేది యూనిటీగా వేరు 29 రాష్ట్రాలు ఉండొచ్చు, కానీ ఈ 29 రాష్ట్రాలు కూడా ఒకేసారిగా ఎలక్షన్ జరగడం వల్ల ఇండియా అనేది యూనిటీ అని చెప్పడానికి వేరే సందేహమే లేదు. ఇతర దేశాలతో సమానంగా భారతదేశం అభివృద్ధి చెందిన భారతదేశాన్ని మనం నిరూపించుకోవడానికి ఒక గొప్ప అవకాశంగా భావిస్తున్నాను. నా కన్క్లూజన్ ఏంటి అంటే ఈ భారతదేశం ఇవన్నీ కూడా ఏవైతే కాజెస్ ఉన్నాయో అవన్నిటిని కూడా రెడ్యూస్ చేసేసి అలాగే మంచి రెడ్యూస్ చేసి కరెక్ట్గా ప్రాసెస్ చేసి వన్ ఎలక్షన్ వన్ నేషన్ అనేది గొప్పగా యూజ్ అవుతుందని భావిస్తూ థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Shivani, all of you get ready. Now, Meghana. Okay, go ahead.
नमस्कार, I am Meghna Sai. I am from Government College for Women, Guntur. जब तक काम हो ना जाए, वो असंभव लगता है. Elections are the most integral part of every democracy. And in India, the world's largest democracy, with 968 million eligible voters, every election is a festival of democracy. However, I want you to imagine a nation where progress isn't caused by frequent elections, where funds are allocated for development instead of political campaigns, and where governance becomes uninterrupted for solid 5 years. And this is the promise of synchronized elections, a bold step toward realizing our dream of Vikasit Bharat. In a developing country like India, money, time and efficiency are the catalyst for progress. In 2019 and 2024 elections, we have spent more than 60,000 crore on Lok Sabha elections. Considering 5 to 7 state elections annually, we are spending millions of funds down the drain. This could have laid us a better foundation for many developmental opportunities. Simultaneous elections can cut these costs by nearly half. Right? Billions of funds could be rediverted towards better purposes. Every rupee saved can accelerate Vikasit Bharat. We are in an era where we take ad-free subscriptions to avoid hindrance in our entertainment, just entertainment. But how can we allow frequent elections to regularly disrupt the flow of nation's progress? Frequent releases of model code of conduct leads to policy paralysis, and furthermore, it delays the many pivotal projects. For example, national highways, industrial corridors, and many phenomenal tasks such as solar grids. And this can be tackled by simultaneous elections. And the third, efficiency. Voters have to wait in long queues for hours in order to vote, and politicians and officials have to take better opportunities, and they have to take diversion from their regular core responsibilities in order to perform in elections. But in synchronized elections, people can vote Lok Sabha, State Assembly and local bodies as well simultaneously without any hassle. And officials will handle this cycle once in every 5 years and will get back to their duties. Politicians will now have abundant time in their hands to transform their promises into actions. And it has its fair share of complexities, I agree. The designation or death of any political party or political politician or regional authority is decreasing. However, we have to tackle this with our expertise. Finally, I'd like to conclude this with a statement I strongly believe in. Aim away from failure and you'll eventually succeed. Which means one doesn't have to reinvent the wheel in order to achieve progress. You just have to identify and eradicate the existing roadblocks that stalls our progress. And Dhanyavad.
Good morning to everyone. Myself Sri. I am from Guntur. I am studying BTech first year Data Science in Acharya Nagarjuna University. Today we will discuss about One Nation and One Election. What is the One Nation and One Election? The concept revolves around the conducting simultaneously elections one at a time. What is the aim of One Nation and One Election? The concept simultaneously elections at a time. As a survey ప్రకారం 2019లో ఇలా డిఫరెంట్గా ఎలక్షన్స్ కండక్ట్ చేయడం వల్ల అప్రాక్సిమేట్లీ 60,000 crores వరకు లాస్ అయింది. అదే మనీ మనం సేవ్ చేయడం వల్ల ఇండియాలో ఇంకా ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ని ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయడానికి డెవలప్ చేయడానికి యూజ్ అవుతుంది. సో అండ్ మై లాస్ట్ కన్క్లూజన్ ఇస్ లెట్ వి ఆల్ సపోర్ట్ అస్ వన్ నేషన్ అండ్ వన్ ఎలక్షన్. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Good afternoon to all the excellent people present here. Myself Jasmine.
let's discuss about One Nation, One Election. Imagine a team of doctors performing a surgery in an operation theatre and there is a knock at the door every 10 minutes distracting the concentration of the doctors. Will that surgery be ever successful? In the same way, India is on a great mission called Viksit Bharat by 2047 and these frequent elections across the nation are like those disturbing knocks which distracts the public of India and reduces the success rate of my country's vision. India has already completed 4 successful simultaneous elections in the year 1967 and this chain got broken due to the premature dissolution of some state assemblies and like this we have lost the time. Do you know what is the main problem with these frequent elections in the country? It kills the harmony of the society and it gives a feeling of constantly being in the elections environment and the violence which brings in. And the main problem to be underlined is even the media, even the national media is always covering the elections, its campaigns and the fall games played during the elections, ignoring the real national issues. If it goes on like this, when are we going to discuss about the deep-rooted national problems? Even the country's development takes a halt whenever the model code of conduct is enforced before the elections. The benefit of having simultaneous elections are we can reduce the wastage of public money and instead we can use the same money in development of other sectors like health sector and education. And with this one nation, one election, we can also reduce this freebies culture which is quite popular among the politicians to attract more voters in a short period of time. When countries like Sweden, Belgium and Japan are rapidly growing with the simultaneous elections, my country is still crawling with these frequent elections. We have the largest democracy in this world. India is known as the mother of democracy. And as a youngster, I cannot see my country's development taking a backseat in the name of the scattered elections. And in the conclusion, I want to say either it be a person or any institution or even a country to develop or to function smoothly, our timetable is mandatory. And this one nation, one election serves as a perfect timetable. Many people say, oh, it is impossible to achieve this in India. But no, it can be achieved with some conscious discussions and an unanimous agreement. As a youngster of this nation, for the betterment of my nation, I say yes to one nation, one election. And now, it's your turn. Thank you all.
Honorable Chairpersons, esteemed judges, and my all different audience, a warm wishes to you all. I am Mohammad Irfan, pursuing 3rd year of chemical engineering. Today, I stand here not just to speak, but to ignite a vision where India's elections are no longer going to be a cacophony of chaos, but a symphony of a synchronized democracy. Did you know that India conducts elections every 68 days on an average? And staggering cost of 60,000 is spent on repeated elections, which would enough to build 15 IITs or to provide healthcare to 50 million families, but instead this money is being vanishes into a black hole of endless campaigning. My dear friends, one nation, one election, this is just a policy. It's India's ticket from election obsession to a developmental revolution. My dear friends, if you unify the digital India for the technology and if you unify the Swachh Bharat for the cleanliness, why can't we unify elections but to build the Viksit Bharat? Coming to the strengths of this policy, the first thing is the government stability. From Kerala's floods to Punjab farmer protests, India needs leaders who focus on crisis, not the frequent elections, not campaigning frequent elections. The more they involve in campaigning, the more they involve in campaigning, the more they delay the important policies, which will ultimately result into the policy paralysis, where the important decisions are put on hold due to the political instability. My dear friends, just imagine a doctor who is doing an operation in the operation theatre. If he stops the operation for every few minutes so that they convince the people that they are good at the job, will the patient survive? Definitely not. Similar thing happens in the here as well, governance as well. Leaders should focus on crisis solving issues but not on repeated campaigns. The second thing is the reduction of administrative burden. We everyone know that every elections require a massive deployment of teachers, administrative officials and the police, and the schools are shut down and the security forces are stretched thin. And the governance is disrupted, while one nation election will ensure that governance is undisruptive. The third thing is the national unity. In the last week, I was reading one article which says that one nation election will ensure that a regional party doing nationally and national party doing regionally, which is a very important and a crucial thing to build the Viksit Bharat. In the middle, I would like to add a shairi which goes on like this. बार बार चुनाव विकास पर आए, बार बार चुनाव विकास पर आए, These are the minor challenges in front of a huge revolutionary change that could impact the electoral process of India and they have a huge impact on democracy of India. In the end, today we stand at the threshold of the transformation. One path leads to the fragmented governance and the other leads to Viksit Bharat. The choice is ours. The perfect time to act is now. Because united we rise, the divided we delay. In the end, I would like to add Shri Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji's words, where he says, Viksit Bharat is not just my dream, it's a dream of 1.4 billion people of India. I'd like to extend one step further for this quote, where I would like to say, it's not just the dream of 1.4 billion Indians, it's a dream, it's the necessity of 8 billion Indians, 8 billion population of the world. Thank you once again for giving me this wonderful opportunity to present here. Thank you.
అందరికీ నమస్కారం. నా పేరు ప్రవళిక. నేను BHH డిగ్రీ కాలేజ్లో చదువుతున్నాను. వన్ నేషన్ వన్ ఎలక్షన్, వికసిత్ భారత్కు మార్గం అనే ముఖ్యమైన అంశం గురించి నేను ఈరోజు మాట్లాడాలనుకుంటున్నాను. ముందుగా అసలు ఈ వన్ నేషన్ వన్ ఎలక్షన్ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఏంటి అంటే, ప్రెసెంట్ లోక్సభ ఎలక్షన్స్ అలాగే అన్ని స్టేట్ ఎలక్షన్స్ వేరువేరుగా జరుగుతున్నాయి. కానీ మనకి ఇండిపెండెన్స్ వచ్చిన స్టార్టింగ్స్లో అన్ని స్టేట్ ఎలక్షన్స్ అలాగే లోక్సభ ఎలక్షన్స్ ఒకేసారి ఒకే టైంలో జరిగేవి. దాన్నే వన్ నేషన్ వన్ ఎలక్షన్ అంటాము. అయితే ఈ వన్ నేషన్ వన్ ఎలక్షన్ కాన్సెప్ట్ వికసిత్ భారత్కి అంటే డెవలప్డ్ కంట్రీ బై 2047కి ఎలా ఉపయోగపడుతుందో తెలుసుకోవాలి అంటే, ముందుగా మనం ఈ వన్ నేషన్ వన్ ఎలక్షన్ ప్రయోజనాల గురించి తెలుసుకోవాలి. మొదటిగా ఖర్చు తగ్గుతుంది. ఎలక్షన్స్ అన్ని వేరువేరుగా పెట్టడం వల్ల ఖర్చు పెరుగుతుంది. అలా కాకుండా ఎలక్షన్స్ అన్ని ఒకేసారి పెట్టడం వల్ల ఖర్చు తగ్గుతుంది. దీని ద్వారా దేశం ఆర్థికంగా మెరుగుపడుతుంది. తర్వాత పరిపాలనా సామర్థ్యం. ఒక స్టేట్ తర్వాత ఇంకో స్టేట్లో, ఇంకో స్టేట్ తర్వాత ఇంకో స్టేట్లో ఇలా ఎలక్షన్స్ జరుగుతూ ఉండడం వల్ల ఎలక్షన్స్లో ఇన్వాల్వ్ అయిన ఎలక్షన్ ఆఫీసర్స్ లైక్ గవర్నమెంట్, టీచర్స్, ఎలక్షన్ ఆఫీసర్స్ వాళ్ళందరూ వాళ్ళ డ్యూటీస్ పైన కాన్సన్ట్రేట్ చేయలేరు. అలా కాకుండా ఒకేసారి ఎలక్షన్స్ పెట్టడం వల్ల వాళ్ళందరూ వాళ్ళ డ్యూటీస్ పైన కాన్సన్ట్రేట్ చేసి ఇండియా తొందరగా డెవలప్ అవ్వడానికి సహాయపడతారు. నెక్స్ట్ విధానం కొనసాగింపు అంటే పాలసీ ఇంప్లిమెంటేషన్. అయితే మనం ఒకేసారి ఎన్నికలు పెట్టడం వల్ల ఎక్కువ టైం ఉంటుంది. అప్పుడు మన గవర్నమెంట్ కొత్త కొత్త పాలసీలను తీసుకురావడానికి కానీ ఇంకా ఉన్న పాలసీలను అమలుపరచడానికి కానీ ఎక్కువ టైం ఉంటుంది. ఇండియా తొందరగా డెవలప్ అవుతుంది. నెక్స్ట్ అంతరాయం తగ్గుతుంది. అంటే ఒకేసారి కాకుండా వేరువేరుగా ఎలక్షన్స్ పెట్టడం వల్ల తొందరగా వచ్చే ఎలక్షన్స్ కోసం పొలిటీషియన్స్ అందరూ పీపుల్కి సర్వీస్ చేయడం, వాళ్ళని అభివృద్ధిలోకి తీసుకురావడం పైన కాకుండా క్యాంపెయిన్స్, ర్యాలీస్ లాంటి పైన ఎక్కువ దృష్టి పెడుతున్నారు. అలా కాకుండా మనం ఒకేసారి పెడితే ఈ డిస్టర్బెన్సెస్ అన్నింటినీ అధిగమించవచ్చు. అలాగే ఎలక్షన్స్ ఎక్కువ సార్లు జరగడం వల్ల ఎలక్షన్స్ మోడ్ ఎక్కువ సార్లు ఉండడం వల్ల మన ఇండియా డెవలప్మెంట్ మీద మనం ఫోకస్ చేయలేకపోతున్నాం. కానీ ఈ వన్ నేషన్ వన్ ఎలక్షన్ కాన్సెప్ట్తో మనం ఈ వికసిత్ భారత్ పైన ఎక్కువ దృష్టి పెట్టి చాలా తొందరగా డెవలపింగ్ కంట్రీ నుండి డెవలప్డ్ కంట్రీగా మనం మార్చవచ్చు. కానీ దీనిలో కొన్ని ఛాలెంజెస్ ఉన్నాయి. అవేంటి అంటే, ముందుగా దీన్ని అమలుపరచాలి అంటే మనం కొన్ని అమెండ్మెంట్స్ తీసుకురావాలి. అన్ని స్టేట్స్ దాన్ని అప్రూవ్ చేయాలి. అలాగే ఈ ఈ ఎలక్షన్స్ అన్ని ఒకేసారి పెట్టాలి అంటే చాలా పెద్ద పని. ఒకవేళ ప్రభుత్వం రాకపోతే చాలా రోజులు పాలన ఆగిపోతుంది. సో అలాగే చాలా మోసాలు జరిగే అవకాశం కూడా ఉంది. అన్నింటినీ మనం అధిగమించాలి అంటే చక్కటి అమెండ్మెంట్ తీసుకొచ్చి, ఒకవేళ ప్రభుత్వం రాకపోతే ఏం చేయాలో అలాంటి అమెండ్మెంట్స్ కూడా తీసుకొచ్చి ఫర్దర్ ప్లానింగ్స్ ఉంచుకొని, అలాగే స్ట్రాంగ్ ఎలక్షన్ కమిషన్ని అలాగే ఫ్రాడ్స్ జరగకుండా చూసుకుంటూ సెక్యూరిటీ పెంచితే మనం కనుక ఈ ఛాలెంజెస్ అన్నింటినీ సక్సెస్ఫుల్గా ఓవర్కమ్ చేయగలిగితే ఖచ్చితంగా మనం ఈ వన్ నేషన్ వన్ ఎలక్షన్ కాన్సెప్ట్తో ఖచ్చితంగా వికసిత్ భారత్ని అచీవ్ చేయగలం. జై హింద్. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Good morning to the honorable dignitaries and my dear fellow participants present here. My name is Chinnam Swati, pursuing second year BTech in KIT Section College. Today, I take an immense pleasure to stand here and talk on a topic called One Nation, One Election, paving the path to Viksit Bharat. One Nation, One Election. This is the concept that aims to synchronize the election cycles of Lok Sabha, Vidhan Sabha, Panchayat and Nagarpalak elections. The concept of simultaneous elections is not new for our Indians. In fact, from 1951 to 1967, that is
For almost 4 consecutive years, our India had conducted the simultaneous election process in India. But due to some premature dissolutions in our country by state legislative assemblies, this was disrupted. To implement this system in our India, a high-level committee of 8 members were formed and appointed the Dr. Ramnath Kovind Garu as the head of the committee. Dr. Ramnath Kovind Garu wrote a committee report on One Nation, One Election. It is very significant because it has provided us a comprehensive roadmap on how to implement this One Nation, One Election system in our India. Not only India, there are many countries like Hungary, Poland, Indonesia, South Africa, Belgium and Sweden that had implemented this type of system, that is simultaneous elections in their country. In my opinion, conducting an One Nation, One Election system in our India is must and should, because people protest that there are many political issues by conducting these simultaneous elections. But political issues are always there, but people's issue, the nation's issue, the nation's moving forward issues are the biggest issues. That is the reason why we elect the people. So, by conducting these simultaneous elections, we can reduce the frequency of elections, associate costs, and minimize the disruptions of governance. In conclusion, One Nation, One Election is the crucial part of India, which is building the Viksit Bharat. It's time for us, all of us, to come forward and bring this concept into reality. Let's work towards more efficient, stable, and prosperous India. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Yes. Next one, mic P1. Yes, sir, nine.
Respected everyone, I am Shivani Upalpati from Pannadu district. Today I want to share one topic. One Nation, One Election, paving the way for Viksit Bharat, which helps to grow India and to develop our India. I proudly say Andhra Pradesh is following the planning because many states are conducting separately, but our Andhra Pradesh conducting simultaneously elections at a time. It saves more money. Many states are wasting our money. And by 2014, our elections cost around 30,000 crores. By 2019, elections cost around 60,000 crores. By 2024, elections cost 1.36 lakh crores. Use that money for schools, organizations, better developments, projects, organizations, etc. And police forces are concentrating on other activities instead of their original activities, law and orders. And voting percentage will also increase when we vote simultaneously. And it is a vision of our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji to make India a developed country by 2047, when will India celebrates our 100th year of independence. It is a strong and self-reliant India where everyone has equal opportunities. And thank you.
వందే మాతరం. నేను మీ ఈశ్వర్లాల్, TJPSC కాలేజ్ గుంటూరు. ఈరోజు వన్ నేషన్ వన్ ఎలక్షన్ అనే కాన్సెప్ట్తో యువతి యువకులందరూ ఈరోజు భారతదేశ అభివృద్ధి కొరకై అందరూ ఏకమై రావడం జరిగింది. ఈరోజు వన్ నేషన్ వన్ ఎలక్షన్ అనే అంశం మీద భారతదేశంలోని పార్లమెంట్లో రామ్నాథ్ కోవింద్ ఒక బిల్లును ఆమోదించడం జరిగింది. ఈ బిల్లు ఏదైతే ఉందో మన స్వాతంత్ర్య సమయంలో 1967లో ఇలాంటి జమ్మి ఎలక్షన్లు 2 దశాబ్దాల కాలం పాటు నిర్వహించడం జరిగింది. అప్పటి నుంచి ఇప్పటిదాకా ఇటువంటి ఎన్నికలు నిర్వహించలేదు. మన దేశంలో చూసుకున్నట్టయితే రాష్ట్రాలు పెరిగిపోతున్నాయి, అలాగే జనాభా కూడా పెరిగిపోతుంది. దీన్ని ఉద్దేశించి ఎలక్షన్లకు పెద్ద ఎత్తులో బడ్జెట్ని కేటాయించడం ద్వారా మన దేశ అభివృద్ధికి కూడా ఎటువంటి సహకారాలు చేయకూడదు. అదేవిధంగా కరప్షన్ ఎక్కువగా జరుగుతుంది. దీన్ని దృష్టిలో పెట్టుకొని మన రాష్ట్ర ప్రభుత్వం ఈసారి 1 నేషన్ 1 ఎలక్షన్ అనే కాన్సెప్ట్తో ముందుకు రావడం జరిగింది. దీని ద్వారా నేషనల్ పార్టీస్ ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో అవి రీజనల్గా ఆలోచించడం జరుగుతుంది. అదేవిధంగా రీజనల్ పార్టీస్ ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో అవి నేషనల్గా ఆలోచించడం జరుగుతుంది. ఉదాహరణకు మనం చూసుకున్నట్టయితే ఈరోజు మనం తమిళనాడులో రీసెంట్గా రూపీ సింబల్ ఏదైతే ఉందో దీన్ని తీసేసి వాళ్ళ తమిళనాడు సింబల్ రూపాయి అనే సింబల్ని మేము ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేసుకుంటాం. మా రాష్ట్రంలో మా సాంస్క్రిట్ పరంగా వచ్చిన సింబల్ ఈ రూపాయి అనేది మేము మా నోట్ల మీద ముద్రించుకుంటామని చెప్పి వ్యతిరేకంగా వాళ్ళ రాష్ట్రంలో ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేసుకోవడం జరుగుతుంది. దీని ద్వారా యూనిటీ అనేది మనం కోల్పోతాం. రానున్న రోజుల్లో మన దేశ అభివృద్ధికి కూడా ఎటువంటి తోడ్పాటు జరగదు. దీన్ని దృష్టిలో పెట్టుకొని 1 నేషన్ 1 ఎలక్షన్ అనే కాన్సెప్ట్తో అందరం ఏకమై మన దేశ అభివృద్ధి కోసం ఈ రీజనల్ పార్టీస్ ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో నేషనల్ పరంగా ఆలోచించి దేశ అభివృద్ధి కోసం తోడ్పాటు అయ్యే విధంగా ఎన్నుకోవడం జరిగింది. దీని ద్వారా ప్రపంచవ్యాప్తంగా ఇప్పటి వరకు 3 దేశాలు ఇలాంటి జమిని ఎన్నికలు నిర్వహించడం జరిగింది. వాటిలో బెల్జియం ఒకటి, స్విట్జర్లాండ్ ఒకటి, అదేవిధంగా సౌత్ ఆఫ్రికా ఒకటి. మనం ఏదైతే 1 నేషన్ 1 ఎలక్షన్ ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేస్తామో తద్వారా మనం కూడా 4వ స్థానంలో చేరడం జరుగుతుంది. దీని ద్వారా ప్రతి గ్రామం కూడా అభివృద్ధి చెందడానికి తోడ్పడుతుంది. అదేవిధంగా 100 సంవత్సరాల సుదీర్ఘ భారతదేశ డెవలప్మెంట్కి మనం తోడ్పాటు అవ్వడం జరుగుతుంది. దీని ద్వారా మన దేశం కూడా అభివృద్ధి చెందుతుంది. ధన్యవాదాలు.
Karthik, you get ready? Priya, you go ahead.
Good afternoon to all. Myself Krishna Priya. I am studying TJPSC first year data science in Acharya Nagarjuna University. Today I want to share my thoughts about 1 nation 1 election paving the way for Viksit Bharat. India is the richest diversity where the land of contrasters and complexities. The idea of 1 nation and 1 election is the proposes the national, state and local elections simultaneously. The streamlined process of local elections and reduces costs and leadership is focused on for the entire country. Vision for Viksit Bharat. Viksit Bharat means a developed India. It encompasses not only for Viksit Bharat, the economic growth, but also the social, cultural and technological advancements for the entire country. These can bring India for the forefront of global development. This simultaneous implementation of 1 nation 1 election play a vital role for achieving a goal by enhancing and synchronizing government and development of all levels. One of the biggest challenges in democracy was logistical complexity. 1 nation 1 election is this issue tackled is the agenda to where decision policies are making clear picture mind. 1 nation 1 election is not a reform for the electoral system but also just a call for the entire country to one common goal towards a progress and prosperity. As engineering students, we know that a big idea can hold vision, but also it takes thoughtful thinking for succeed. This kind of innovative thinking we need for make India towards. Thank you to all.
Good morning everyone. Myself Venkat Sai Karthik. I am from Guntur. Today I want to talk about 1 nation 1 election. It is the concept purpose to synchronize the Lok Sabha elections and state elections. It is not for the first time in India. And from 1952 to 1969, India was implemented one nation elections. Some of other countries like Japan, Switzerland, and other developed countries are following one nation elections. India also would again to conduct one nation elections to become a developed country. Thank you all.
Honorable Chief Guest and my dear teachers, students, a very warm good morning to all. My name is P. Priyadarshi. I am studying BTech first year Data Science in Acharya Nagarjuna University, Engineering and Technology. Today I want to share a few words about One Nation, One Election, paving the way for Vikasit Bharat. Vikasit Bharat means Developed India. The government vision to drive a mission completely developed nation in 2047. This program was introduced and implemented by the government of India under leadership Prime Minister Narendra Modi garu. The keywords: implementing a program, strengthening economic growth, infrastructure development, social empowerment, and sustainability are the program. The program Vikasit Bharat was introduced by 2047. The vision is implemented to avoid free India, to avoid free India by the nation, implemented by a program. This program is introduced by One Nation, One Election. One such reform, a completely developed nation. The road developed India to avoid my last conclusion is let's strive to make a Vikasit Bharat. Thank you for your wonderful opportunity.
I'm studying BTech first year AN Acharya Nagarjuna University. I tell about the few points about the One Nation, One Election. The One Nation, One Election is it comes to the focus in early years. In early years, the independence from the elections is the not cited. 2016, the PM Narendra Modi announced the One Nation, One Election. For few examples, I tell you about how the bravery cycle in 1967, the Kerala government has Kerala government has initiated the religions and the politics. In 1967, the Haryana government also distributes the own election table. In 1971, the Indira Gandhi has the Lok Sabha in the council to the year. In 1952 to 1967, the Lok Sabha and the legislative assemblies to help the governments. Actually, by the 2016, Narendra Modi announced the One Nation, One Election. It is implemented in 2017. Thank you.
tell my thoughts about one nation, one election. Viksit Bharat means developed India. The government vision of India is making a developed nation. By implementing strategies, taking actions to make India as a developed nation. One nation, one election. We can develop the benefits of this one nation, one election is we can reduce the election cost, high economic stability, focus on development and government projects. Thank you.
May I start? A pinch of ink will decide who rules us. A single decision will decide our lifestyle for 5 years. So, good afternoon, respected judges and my dear fellow citizens. I am Chinna Gayatri Bhargavi standing before you as the voice of Guntur. Today, I would like to invite all of you to join on my journey as we explore the radiant future that is one nation, one election, paving the way for Viksit Bharat. Firstly, one nation. To be precise, my India is not just about raising. It's all about rewriting the rules of every Indian citizen. Yes, it rewrites the rule that is possible in reality. And my India is not just a one thing. It has small villages, powerful villages which can even feed entire world. My knowledge of Indian nation. Firstly, the foundation of a development nation is built on strong institutions and a unified factor of building the nation towards India. So firstly, a developed nation is always stands on strong institutions, transparent systems and also unified approach to tackle the challenges. Yes, this kind of ideology aligns the ideology of Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, where a new India is formed, an India which can have access to technologically advancements, socially inclusive, economically prosperous and globally mainly respected country that we want today. And one election. The main motto behind the elections. In previous days, politics of hope should not be fear of a people. It should bring people near and also it should wipe away each tear of the Indian citizen. Yes, that's true and that is the main motto of Indian citizens. The main reason behind the elections is synchronization and streamlining the people of our nation into the same path. It doesn't mean that you need to elect leaders of your personal choice or give importance to the personal parties that are included. It is the change, it is the vote that you have the importance to change the world. That kind of nature, changing the world is in your hands. Yes, I do believe. Because Bharat is not just a road of transformation or India by 2047. It is the pavement path where you can even think the youth, women empowerment and eradicating the religion, caste and also the superiority of leadership. Yes, we can find this superiority of leadership in India a lot. This is the main drawback of national citizens. I conclude everything is possible in India. Yes, I do repeat, everything is possible in India. Even faking is also possible in India. Faking your identity is possible, faking your vote is possible, faking even your nature just for the election process
2047. I even initialized that India can be studied as a developed nation from being developing country as the milestone step of 2047. Yes, thank you so much for giving this great opportunity and great day ahead. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Good afternoon to the honorable judges and my fellow participants. This is Anjana from Guntur, currently pursuing bachelor's degree. Today, I am honored to share my thoughts on a topic that is One Nation, One Election paving the way for Viksit Bharat. A vision that promises a stronger democracy for our nation. What is stopping India, which is the world's largest democracy, from becoming the world's greatest democracy? Is it a lack of resources? No. Is it a lack of talent? Absolutely not. The answer lies in a system that is essential but overused due to the frequent elections. Every election in India costs thousands of crores in organizing, polling, security and campaign expenses. 2019 Lok Sabha elections alone cost rupees 60,000 crores. If state and national elections were held together, we could save billions of rupees, and that money can be used for building schools, hospitals, roads and digital infrastructure leading to a Viksit Bharat. Frequent elections will result in huge spending of public money as well as corruption like cash for vote, illegal funding and many more. Due to these frequent elections, the Model Code of Conduct (MCC) which stops the government projects and policies to be implemented. So, one-time elections will result in 5 years of stable governance which will not be interrupted. Of course, challenges exist, but reforms that change history are never easy. If our ancestors could fight for independence, can't we fight for a better democracy? And to make this possible, major constitutional amendments are required and all states must have to agree, which is difficult due to the political differences, and it also needs better planning, advanced EVMs and stronger security arrangements are required. Our beloved Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam once said, "Dreams are not watches in sleep, but the ones that don't let you sleep." Viksit Bharat is that dream, so we must have to follow and fulfill it. One nation, one election is not just about holding elections together. It is about equality, innovation, sustainability and a stable governance to build a stronger, democratic and a developed India. But who will bring this change? We will, especially the youth. The youth has the power to overcome these challenges and to shape the brighter future of India. And the future is in our hands. Let's build Viksit Bharat together. And I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the honorable judges and their organizers for providing me with this platform to share my thoughts and ideas. Thank you for empowering me to make a difference. Thank you.
Honorable dignitaries and everyone present here. A warm and splendid afternoon to one and all. My name is Pravalika. I am studying BTech first year in Acharya Nagarjuna University of Engineering and Technology. Firstly, I am very glad to be a part of this program. Today, I am here to speak about One Nation, One Election, paving the way for Viksit Bharat. Let me tell you what does it mean. One Nation, One Election simply means holding all the elections at the same time, whether it's for villages or states or the whole country. Right now in India we have elections taking place somewhere or the other in the whole year. I have 4 points to tell about this. First one, it saves money. Instead of spending more money on multiple elections, we can use that money to build schools and hospitals. Second point, leaders can focus on work. When elections are happening, leaders are always busy in campaigning. With one election, leaders can focus on developing and working with the people. Third point, less disruption. When elections are happening, government stops the development work due to election rules. One election means less stopping and starting more work to develop the country. Fourth point, better for citizens. We vote once and watch our leaders how they perform over 5 years instead of voting again and again. We'll have some small challenges to face in this period of time. In simple words, one nation, one election means less disruptions, more money wasted, and better governance. One nation, one election embodies a transformative vision for India's democracy. This can help us become a developed nation and a Viksit Bharat faster. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Good afternoon to everyone. I am Chandrakala. I am the student of Acharya Nagarjuna University. Now, I would tell something about the topic One Nation, One Election, paving the way for the Viksit Bharat. Firstly, the concept One Nation, One Election is a great interaction as a potential game changer for the Indian democratic process. We all know that India is the largest democracy in the world, and this idea is proposed by our Prime Minister Narendra Modi sir. The aim is this is to synchronize the election cycle of Lok Sabha and state assemblies, and effectively reduce the frequency of elections and promote a more stable electoral environment. This concept has several benefits like effective governance, cost saving in elections, minimize the horse trading and logical challenges. It is not possible to implement one nation, one election in India without an amendment. To implement one nation, one election in India, we require significantly constitutional amendments, including change to Article 83 and 172. The government has already introduced 12th constitutional amendments bills to facilitate this process. The final aim is to reduce the financial burden and logical challenges associated with elections in different times. And this will allow the political leaders to focus more on the governance rather than campaigning. It increases the voters' percentage as only one time people need to vote overall. It reduces the corruption. Finally, one election, one nation promises to make election process simple and efficient to every citizen. Thank you.
I wish a glorious and a wonderful good afternoon to esteemed dignitaries and powerful youngsters who are present here. Let me introduce myself. I am Akshya, studying in Vijay Degree College in Mangalgiri, and I am from Guntur. So today I am here to share my views about the most crucial aspect of our democracy, the electoral process. The concept of one nation and one election is very important because it has many advantages and disadvantages. Let me share. So, reduction of cost. By implementing and separating the election cycles, we can gain substantial amount of money. Increase in voters turnout. Voters will be less fatigued and potentially boosting the voters turnout.
constitution changes must be amendment. Thank you.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, the jury members, faculty members and my dear participants, good afternoon to all of you. So we have successfully completed the district level Viksit Bharat Youth Parliament 2025 program yesterday and today. Successfully we have done it. We are very happy that majority of the participants, around 90% of them, have turned up and participated in this program. So I think the judges must have shortlisted the 10 candidates who are going to the next level, that is the district level, state level. Participants, remember one thing, whether you win or not, it is immaterial. Your participation is the biggest prize that you have got. So all the participants who have come and raised their voice on this platform, I consider them as winners. So a big applause to all the participants who are present here. So in this process of participation, I am sure many of you have gone through the net, gone through the textbooks, and you have definitely immensely gained by doing this process. Your knowledge base about the democratic setup must have increased. So your level of confidence also must have increased. So today's youth are not the daydreamers, but they are said to be the change makers of the society. I am sure you, all the youth present here, you've got tremendous responsibility on your shoulders. So once you go out of this room, don't forget that. So implementation is very important and each one of us have to play a great role in this implementation process. So the present day youth, I am sure they are said to be the innovators and change makers, and I request you, many of you have got the necessary skills and knowledge base to enter into politics also and also bring about a change in our current political system. So this deliberations 2 days have thrown light on many aspects. All the participants have come out with the pros and cons of this particular topic. But when I was sitting for a short time, I noticed that not many suggestions have come up from the participants. So each one of you have come out with the advantages and disadvantages, but only few suggestions have come up. And I am sure the judges must have identified those few suggestions, and definitely these suggestions will go to the concerned authorities. So I thank all the jury members for the time, effort that they have spent for the last 2 days in our institution. Thank you very much, sir, for being with us and making this program a grand success. I also thank the organizers, Sudhir Garu, Rambab Garu, and all the other organizers and all the NSS students who have actively participated in this program and made this program a grand success. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, madam. Nehru Kendra Youth Officer గారిని మాట్లాడుతున్నాను.
Okay, thank you, sir. నా పేరు కిరణ్మయ్ దేవిరెడ్డి, డిస్ట్రిక్ట్ యూత్ ఆఫీసర్, నెహ్రూ యువ కేంద్ర గుంటూరు, ఇన్ఛార్జి బాపట్ల పల్నాడు. సో మీ అందరికీ తెలుసు, వికసిత్ భారత్ యూత్ పార్లమెంట్ ఈ కార్యక్రమాన్ని మనం TJPS కాలేజీలో ఆర్గనైజేషన్ చేసుకున్నాము. సో దీనికి పూర్తిగా మనకి సుధీర్ గారు చాలా చక్కగా సపోర్ట్ చేశారు. అదేవిధంగా ప్రిన్సిపల్ మేడం, అదేవిధంగా జడ్జెస్, ప్రతి ఒక్కరి కోఆర్డినేషన్తో ఈ ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఈ రోజుతో క్లోజ్ చేయడం జరుగుతుంది. సో ఫైనల్గా ఎవరైతే 10 మెంబర్స్ సెలెక్ట్ అయ్యారో వాళ్ళకి ఎలా అయితే మీకు మెయిల్స్ ఫోన్స్ వచ్చినాయో అదేవిధంగా మళ్ళీ మీకు స్టేట్ లెవెల్ ఈ నెల 28వ తారీఖు ఆచార్య నాగార్జున యూనివర్సిటీలో ఏర్పాటు చేశాము. ఎవరైతే సెలెక్ట్ అవుతారో వాళ్ళకి అఫీషియల్గా మెయిల్ అదేవిధంగా ఫోన్ కూడా చేయడం జరుగుతుంది. సో అక్కడి నుంచి 3 మెంబర్స్ని సెలెక్ట్ చేసి నేషనల్కి పంపించడం జరుగుతుంది. సో ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే మనం పరిగెత్తే ఒక పరుగు పందెంలో అందరూ గెలవాలనేది అయితే ఏమి ఉంటుంది. సో ఎక్కడైనా 1, 2, 3 అనేది మనకి కామన్, కానీ ప్రయత్నం చేయడం అనేది చాలా గొప్ప విషయం. సో దానికి నేను మీ అందరినీ అప్రిషియేట్ చేస్తున్నాను. సో మనల్ని మనం అప్రిషియేట్ చేసుకోవడం అనేది చాలా అంటే చాలా పెద్ద విషయం. సో మీరందరూ ఇక్కడికి వచ్చినందుకు ఒకసారి మనల్ని మనం బిగ్ క్లాప్స్తో ఓకే. సో అంటే నేను ఒక చిన్న యూనిట్ చెప్తాను. మీ అందరూ హ్యాండ్స్ పైకి రైజ్ చేయండి. అందరూ యూతే కదా, సగం సగం కాకుండా సాయంత్రం. సో ఇప్పుడు మనకున్న ఈ రైట్ హ్యాండ్లో ఫస్ట్ ఫింగర్తో 3 టైమ్స్, సెకండ్ ఫింగర్ తో రీడ్. ఓకే, ఫస్ట్ ఫింగర్ 1 2 3 గట్టిగా. సెకండ్ ఫింగర్ 1 2 3. థర్డ్ ఫింగర్, ఫోర్త్ ఫింగర్, సిక్స్త్ ఫింగర్ 1 2 3. సో ఈ ఈవెంట్ ఎందుకు చేయించానంటే నాది నేనే చెప్పాలి నేనే వెళ్ళాలి అనుకోకుండా మన యూత్ని ఎవరైతే ఉన్నారో మనతో పాటు వాళ్ళందరికీ గవర్నమెంట్ ఎలాంటి అవకాశాలు ఇస్తుంది అనేది తెలియజేయాలి. సో మనకి ఇక్కడ ఎన్ఎస్ఎస్, ఎన్సిసి, ఎంవైకి అనేది 3 ప్లాట్ఫామ్స్ ఉన్నాయి. సో దేన్ని ఎక్కడ ఎలా యూజ్ చేసుకోవాలనేది యువతగా మీ పాత్ర. కాబట్టి ఇప్పుడు మై భారత్ అనేది ఆల్ ఓవర్ ఇండియా మొత్తంలో ఎక్కడైతే అవకాశాలు ఉన్నాయి, ఎలాంటి ప్లాట్ఫామ్ మనం యూజ్ చేసుకోవాలనేది మీ ముందుకు వచ్చింది. సో అందులోనే వికసిత్ భారత్ @2047 అనే ఒక థీమ్ మీద మనం ముందుకు వెళ్తున్నాం. సో ఈ ప్రయాణంలో ఎన్నో అవకాశాలు మై భారత్లో మీకు అప్డేట్లో ఉంటాయి ఎప్పటికప్పుడు. ఈరోజు వాటర్ డే, మీకు ఈవెంట్, ఇట్లాంటి కాంపిటీషన్స్ మీరు అందులో కూడా మాట్లాడచ్చు. సో అలాగా నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ డేస్ కానీ అవకాశాలు అనేవి ఒకప్పుడు తెలియదు. అఫ్కోర్స్ నా జనరేషన్ అప్పుడు మాకు పేపర్లో చూస్తే తప్ప తెలియదు. ఈరోజు మీరు ఫోన్లో మీ ఖాళీ టైంలో ఏముంది నాకు అవకాశం అనేది తెలుసుకుంటే 100 కొద్దున్నాయి. సో ఒకటి స్టేట్ గవర్నమెంట్ నుంచి, రెండోది సెంట్రల్ గవర్నమెంట్ నుంచి. సో మీరు తెలుసుకోండి, ఇంకొకరికి తెలియజేయండి. సో అది నేను చెప్పే మెయిన్ కాన్సెప్ట్. ఎందుకంటే నెహ్రూ యువ కేంద్ర ముఖ్య ఉద్దేశం కూడా యువతకి అవకాశాలని అందించడం. సో అలాంటి అవకాశాలు మీరు అందరూ ఉపయోగించుకోవాలి. మీతో పాటు మీతో చదువుకుంటున్న స్టూడెంట్స్కి అది తెలియజేయాలి. సో అప్పుడే మన దేశం అనేది ముందుకెళ్తుంది. మన వంతుగా ఏం చేసాం దేశానికి అనేది నా పాయింట్. సో అది మీరు తప్పక చేస్తారని, రాబోయే తరం అంటే మీ జనరేషన్, మీ తర్వాత వచ్చే జనరేషన్కి మీరు ఒక రోల్ మోడల్గా ఉండాలని నేను మనస్ఫూర్తిగా ఆశిస్తున్నాను. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్.
థ్యాంక్ యూ మేడం.
సార్ కొంచెం దగ్గరికి ఉంది సార్. సార్ చైర్
సార్ చైర్ తీసేయాలి.
సార్ రెడీ సార్, దగ్గర క్లోజ్ అవ్వండి
సార్, కొంచెం దగ్గరికి ఉండండి సార్, చూడాలి అందరూ.
ఓకే
ఓకే. హలో హలో హలో
పక్కరా.
హలో, కొంచెం వెనక్కి వచ్చి తీసుకోండి
మేడం. చూడండి మేడం. ఓకే
శేష్ గిరావు
సార్. మేడం చెప్తారు. రెడీ సార్. ఓకే ఓకే
సార్
ఇలా రండమ్మా.
ఎస్ఎస్ వారెంట్స్ అందరూ
ఫాస్ట్గా వచ్చేయండి.
రెడీమా? రెడీ? ఓకే.
థ్యాంక్ యూ మ్యామ్.
చేసి ఈ కార్యక్రమం విజయవంతం జరగడానికి మేడం గారు ఉన్నారు, కానీ మేడం గారు స్పాట్లో ఉండడం వల్ల మేడం గారు రాలేకపోయారు. శైలజ మేడం గారు కూడా ఉన్నారు.
ఓకే సార్.
నిన్ననే రావాలి, నాకు కొన్ని కాలేజీలో మీటింగ్ రాలేకపోయాను, ఈరోజు కలిసి పెడదామని వచ్చాను. అనుకోని అతిథి ఇక్కడ. యాక్చువల్గా నేను పొలిటికల్ సైన్స్ ఫ్యాకల్టీ అండి హిందూ కాలేజీ. ఆ తర్వాత ఎన్సీసీ ఆఫీసర్ ఇక్కడ ఉన్నటువంటి కుమార్ రాజా గారు. ఆ తర్వాత మీకు ఒక యూట్యూబ్ ఛానల్ ఒకటి మీకు ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేస్తాను, చూడండి. అది నేనే ప్రజెంట్ చేస్తున్నాను. ఏ డిబేట్ ఆన్ వన్ నేషన్ అండ్ వన్ ఎలక్షన్. ఈవేంటది కాదు, అది ఎప్పుడో దాదాపుగా ఒక వన్ నేషన్ వన్ ఎలక్షన్ అనేటువంటి కాన్సెప్ట్ ఎప్పుడైతే రైండీస్లో తీసుకొని వచ్చున్నారో ఆ రోజునే మీకు దాని మీద ఒక ప్రోగ్రామ్ చేస్తున్నా నా స్టూడెంట్స్తో కలిపి. మీరు యూట్యూబ్లోకి పోయి ఏవీస్ ఎనాలసిస్ భావమేనా అని కొడితే మీకు అందులో దాదాపు ఒక ½ అవర్ డిస్కషన్ వస్తుంది. అంటే ఇంకా ఫర్దర్గా మీరు స్టేట్ లెవెల్ కాంపిటీషన్కి పోతారు కాబట్టి ఆ నెక్స్ట్ దానిలో ఉన్నటువంటి ప్రోస్ కాన్స్ ఏమున్నాయి అది అంటే ఇన్ కేస్ అంటే ఒక జనరల్ అవేర్నెస్ కూడా వస్తుంది మీకు. మీరు మాట్లాడిన దానికి మనం ఎంతవరకు అచీవ్ అయ్యాం, ఇంకెంతవరకు అచీవ్ కావాలి. అంటే గెలిచిన వాళ్ళు గెలుపొందవచ్చు, ఓడిన వాడు నేను ఎందుకు ఓడిపోయాను అని చెప్పి ఆలోచించవచ్చు. ఆ క్రమంలో మీరు ఆ వీడియో ఒకసారి మీరు గమనిస్తే, అంటే ఒక పొలిటికల్ సైన్స్ లెక్చరర్గా నా తోటి బిఏ విద్యార్థులను పెట్టుకొని నేను నా కాలేజీలో కండక్ట్ చేసినటువంటి ఈవెంట్ అది మీకు ఉపయోగపడుతుంది. ఫర్దర్గా ఎక్కడన్నా ఏ కాంపిటీషన్కి పోయినా అందులో మీరు ఆలకించినట్లయితే, అంటే చూసినట్లయితే దాదాపు ఒక 10 నుంచి 12 బిట్లు వస్తాయి మీరు ఏ కాంపిటేటివ్ ఎగ్జామ్కి పోయినా. అది కొంచెం వాకప్ చేయండి, అది నా చిన్న విన్నపం. అది ఈ అవకాశాన్ని ఇచ్చినటువంటి కళాశాల నిర్వహణ అందరికీ పేరు పేరున నా హృదయపూర్వక ధన్యవాదాలు.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. స్వరాజ్ మాస్టర్ అండి, నేను పాలనలో చదువుతున్నాను. జాస్మిన్
మిడిల్ కొంచెం వెనక్కి
ముల్లా జాస్మిన్ సర్టిఫికేట్ తీసుకున్న వాళ్ళు వెనక్కి వెళ్ళండి. గ్రూప్ ఫోటో ఉంటుంది, సర్టిఫికేట్ తీసుకొని వెనక్కి వెళ్ళి కూర్చోండి. సిరి
మేడం మీరు మిడిల్ కొనండి.
ముల్లా జాస్మిన్ వాళ్ళందరూ స్టేజ్ తీసేసి కొంచెం వెనకల జస్ట్ 1 స్టెప్. జాస్మిన్ మొహమ్మద్ ఇర్ఫాన్ ఫాలోడ్ బై ప్రవళిక, చిలక ప్రవళిక ఫస్ట్. ప్రవళిక షేక్ జాస్మిన్
అది
మేడం జాస్మిన్
సార్ తీసుకున్నారు. ఒకసారి చూడండి.
మేఘనా సాయి.
ఓకే.
మేఘనా సాయి. స్వాతి చిన్నం. నరేష్ స్వాతి నరేష్ స్వాతి ఫస్ట్ స్వాతి నరేష్. ఉప్పలపాటి శివాని. పి ప్రియదర్శిని. విష్ణువర్ధన్. శ్రీ విష్ణువర్ధన్. ప్రియదర్శి విష్ణువర్ధన్. జాహ్నవి. గాయత్రి భార్గవి. Thank you, Bharat. Lakshmi Venkata Anjana. Jahnavi. T. Jahnavi. Sheikh Rihana. Sheikh Rihana. Banu Teja. Soumya.
सर सर
Banu Teja. Soumya. Pravalika. M. Gayatri. మిగతా వాళ్ళందరూ ముందుకు వచ్చేసేయండి. ప్రవళిక. M. Gayatri. M. Gayatri. Gayatri. M. Kundana.
Sheikh Bashira. G. Mahima Kiran Kumar. K. Saranya. G. Kiran Kumar.
Kiran Kumar. Saranya.
M. Indumati.
Indumati.
P. Kirtana.
Kirtana.
K. Tarun Kumar Reddy.
Kirtana. Kirtana. Last 7 seconds. Tarun Kumar Reddy.
N. Anantaramudu.
Tarun Kumar Reddy. Anantaramudu.
A. Gautami.
Gautami.
L. Shyam Kumar.
Shyam Kumar.
Madhushari.
Madhushari.
M. Krishna Priya.
Madhushari. Krishna Priya.
Venkata Jayant Reddy. M. Venkat Sai Karthik. D. Harika.
Harika.
S. Devi Priya. Sheikh Safisa. C. Chandrakala.
2 seconds only. Chandrakala.
Shailaja.
Sorry.
P. Chaitu.
Rohit. Rohit. Shailaja. Rohit, great. Chaitu.
L. Akshaya.
Bye.
Wait.
రెడీ?
Sir, one second.
అలాగే ఉండాలి. ఓకేనా?
Okay, sir.
ఓకే.
Sir, one second.
గుడ్మా. ఓకే సార్.
Kiranmai ma'am for being the person behind this and to take all the schemes of government to you. I think and mobilized by the words she has given. I thank the NSS coordinator Dr. J.V. Sudhir Kumar sir for conducting and bringing such program into the campus and getting all of us introduced with each other, and we found some young talents who are going to shape our country tomorrow. Thank you very much all for listening to me.